Congressman Baldwin. 1 minute.
I think I already had my 1 minute.
Sorry.
I'll take another, but I don't think that would be fair.
It had happened at some point, that was it. We've now arrived at the last question of the evening. And assuming I've completely lost track of what's going on, this question is for Mr. Magnin. Mr. Magnin, do you support the proposed amendment to the Wisconsin Constitution banning same-sex marriage? And in your answer, please address, to the extent that you can, the larger question of the role of government in shaping families and family life.
The good news with this very difficult issue is that you, the voters, we, the voters, this is a state issue, not a federal issue. I stated in 2004 that I would have voted against a federal amendment then, and it was just up again this summer. I would have voted against it then because I abhor hypocrisy, and it really drives me nuts when people will pick and choose which issue they think should. You're either a states' right advocate or you're not. This issue will be debated and discussed regardless of how this vote turns out. And you know, I read a lot. I've always been interested in history. I had a subscription to U.S. News and World Report when I was 11 years old, my own subscription. My two grandfathers interested me in government. And you look at what those who have been in this position that have gone before you have said, and I agree with President Clinton. He said that he has he signed the Defense of Marriage Act into law, and he's asked often, and he says that's a question he's really asked in retrospect. Would he have still done that? And he said that he believes that marriage needs to be an institution exclusively for one man and one woman, and that he would not approach this issue any differently. I stated on Joy Cardine's show in 2004. Feels like I've been running for this office that long, but it's only been about 2 years. But I told her that I don't ever want to see loved ones deprived from hospital rooms, and we need to find some form of legal recognition. But this is going to take time to work through this. We're talking about 4,000 years of every religious and ethnic group that has ever graced this earth has put such an emphasis as well that traditional marriage is the building blocks of society, and this is going to take time to work through this issue. Again, we can feel good that the people of Wisconsin, the voters, I think any time the voter can make this decision, I think that's good, and we need to celebrate the fact that we get that opportunity as voters to determine if we are ready to alter the way that we look at the institution of marriage in Wisconsin.
Congressman Baldwin.
Before I start, there were two parts to the question. Could you reread it so I got?
The question was, do you support the proposed amendment to the Wisconsin State Constitution banning same-sex marriage? And if you can, in your answer, please comment on your view of the role of government in shaping families and family life.
Okay, thank you. I oppose the constitutional amendment that would ban marriage and also civil unions and domestic partnerships. I strongly oppose that, and I hope resoundingly that Wisconsin becomes the first state in the union to fight one of these back. The state law, as most people in this room know, already defines marriage in the state of Wisconsin as a relationship between a husband and wife. So we're talking about amending our Constitution to be redundant with state law, but constitutions are intended to be permanent documents, foundational documents of government. And we have used our Constitution both at the federal level and the state level to expand rights, to expand aspirations. And we have never used those documents to discriminate against one group of people. It is un-American to be doing this. Now, even some people say, well, prohibition limited rights, but prohibition applied equally to every citizen. This means a lot to me because I, every 2 years, put a hand on a Bible and raise my right hand and take an oath to defend and uphold the Constitution. When I was in the state legislature, I took an oath to defend both the state Constitution and the federal Constitution. What I would tell you is I think one of the most fundamental underpinnings of our democracy is this notion that a group of citizens or an individual has the right to petition their government for change, for redress of a grievance, for other type of policy. When you write something like this into the Wisconsin Constitution, you are depriving a group of people of that right. Again, I think that is undemocratic and un-American. We need to be able to allow families the legal protections they need. This amendment affects real people throughout this state in harmful ways. Wisconsin has a progressive tradition and a fair tradition, and I certainly hope that we will resoundingly defeat this constitutional amendment.
Mr. Megan, 1 minute.
Because of my position on stem cell research and for other reasons I'm against the death penalty, I'm getting hate mail from both sides. And I feel for people, I have a lot of friends who happen to be gay, and I've got some people that say, well, you know, if you find out if a friend of yours is gay, you should only refer them then as an acquaintance. I said, what? Are you crazy? These are people that are my friends. And if you can't accept that, then go nominate somebody else to run for Congress. That's not the way that I was raised. And friends of mine who I've discussed this issue, and you know, there's so many issues here. I've got heterosexual couples in my company that there's things we have to figure out. Do they qualify then for insurance if they're not married? I mean, there's a lot we have to sort through here. There's a lot we have to sort through. And what friends of mine who are gay have said is they know that I'm somebody who can build bridges of understanding on this issue. I was at Mount Horeb High School the other day. I know how young people are going to lead us on this issue as we move forward into the future.
Congressman Baldwin.
Well, this is so preposterous because if you think that there is change that's going to occur and young people are going to lead the way and there's going to have to be a debate on this, the last thing you want to do is preclude that debate by changing the Constitution. It is just ridiculous. This is, again, something that affects real people, real families, Wisconsinites who are in committed relationships, who have given to their communities, who are honest, tax-paying citizens, some straight, some gay, because this also affects unmarried straight couples. And it is entirely the wrong thing to do. Again, I hope that Wisconsin is the state in which we stop allowing wedge politics to be played, because that really is the only reason why we're amending our Constitution to do something that's already in the statutes. It's to drive out those sort of voters who would be motivated by this. Stop playing politics with people's lives and families' lives.